Hey Wizards, I'm Tucker Sergel, and you're watching Talents with Tuck. This week, we're going to be looking for people that can do magic tricks. Let's go check it out. So I'm here with
Danny Ludke.
Now Dan, what is it exactly that you do?
I do card tricks.
Alright, and when did you learn these tricks?
When I was about 11, 12 years old.
Alright, and how did you come to learn them?
A few people showed me, but I also taught myself a few tricks.
Alright, and can you show me a couple of them?
Yes, of course. Alright, so you're going to pick one card from the deck, any card you want. Now know that card, and you can show the crowd that card. Now put your card on top of that deck. Your card is somewhere in the middle. Okay, so I'm saying, kind of know what your card is, but not really. Okay, so I have 5 cards. Is that your card?
No.
Is that your card?
No.
Is this your card?
No.
And are any of these 2 your cards?
No.
Do me a favor and make a fist. Yep, just like that. Make it tight. Now, is that your card?
Yeah. Trick number 2.
Okay. So you can, like I said, you can pick one card. Now I'm just gonna randomize the piles out.
Should I show the crowd?
Yeah, you can show the crowd. I'm putting them on random things. Now put your card on top of one of these piles. Okay, your card is right there. Okay, now I'll be flipping over all the cards, so when you see your cards, just don't say anything. Alright?
So I call my mama when I got time. I hit the stage, go insane, and jump into that crowd. See when I ride my flow, wanna beat like put it that. See I deceive you with my intergalactic ether. I sing just like Aretha, so respect me like I'm Caesar. I kick it like Adidas, blowing sticky like adhesive. Be cautious, cause what I be gonna leave you with amnesia.
What was your card?
2 of clubs.
Of clubs? Okay. T W O O F C L U B S.
What? 2 of clubs. Alright, trick number 3.
So pick any 3 cards you want. Any 3. Any ones you want. Know them and just show the crowd. Just make sure you memorize them. Put your first card on top of this deck. Right there. I'm picking a random amount of cards, just throwing them on. Second one right there. Picking a random amount of cards, throwing them on. And right there. Your last one. Okay, now. All your cards are somewhere in the deck. There's 4 suits, right? There's 4. Yeah. Check out 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, half the cards I'm flipping over, half the cards I'm not. Okay? So you'll see.
Got the magic in me. When I hit the floor, the girls come snapping at me. Now everybody wants a blast of magic, 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 oh. I got the magic in me. That I let tempo blow your mind. Pick a verse, any verse, I hypnotize you with every line. I'll need a volunteer. How about you with the eyes?
Those are 3 cards.
Yo! Those are the 3 cards. So I'm here with
Mr. Concius.
Now, Mr. Concius, how did you get into magic?
Well, back when I was going to college, I saw a girl that showed me a trick on a bus trip. And I saw it, of course I was amazed, I always liked the idea of magic, but she went ahead and explained how it worked. And that was the beginning of everything. If you fast forward a couple years later, I worked at a summer camp, a camp of the arts, and I was in the music department, but there was all different other things, including a magician. And so I studied with him, and he showed me all sorts of secrets. And at that point, I fell in love with it. Fast forward another probably about 5 years, I was working in Long Island. And out in Long Island, they had a magic shop. And I'd visit there weekly and buy different tricks, and they'd teach me things. And then, while I was there, I found that there was a magazine for magicians, actual magazine. And in it, it talked about 2 different societies that are in the United States. And one of them is the International Brotherhood of Magicians, and then also the Society of American Magicians. And I found there was a chapter. When I moved up here, I found the local chapter, and they accepted me in. And each week we would meet and we traded actual magic secrets. And we would show each other different things we were working on, and they give us feedback on how it worked. And so by that time, I was fully into it. I even went to the convention. There was a national convention of magicians, 4 days long in New York City. And by that time, I was fully in love with it. And magic is now still something I enjoy today.
All right, well, thank you. And do you have any tricks that you can show me?
Yes, how about one of these? Now, the aces are magical. They're used in a lot of magic tricks because they're special. And what makes them special is actually not the fact that they're aces, but the colors. If you've ever played with magnets before, magnets, you have different polarities. If you take the same ones, they push against each other, push away. Well, the same thing are with the aces. Let me show you. If we take the cards and place them with the red ones facing in and the black cards facing out, and then we start to blow them, an actual ionic charge starts to happen where they act like magnets. So let me show you again. We have the reds facing in and the blacks facing out. But watch. And now the black cards are facing in and the reds are facing out. And that's the magic of the aces. Okay, I'd like you to take the deck and cut it into 2 piles. Just cut it right in half. Good. And I'd like you to cut this one in half also, please. Excellent. And lastly, cut to this one in half. Now we've come to 4 places in the deck. Could have been anywhere, but you came to these 4 top cards. What I'd like to do is go ahead and mix the deck up even more. I'm going to have you take 3 cards off the top and move them to the bottom. Please do that to start with. And now I'd like you to place 1 card from the top of this deck onto each pile in any order you like.
When I hit the floor, the girls come snapping at me. Everybody wants a blast of magic, 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 oh, I got the magic in me.
But I let tempo blow your mind. Pick a verse, any verse, I hypnotize you with every line. I'll need a volunteer, how about you?
Each of these were mixed up, and then you had to control the spread over anywhere in this deck. So what I'd like you to do is hold these 2 face down, and on the count of 3, we're going to turn them over. 1, 2, 3. So go ahead and pick any card in the deck. Now, magic is created through the imagination. I'd like you to do, first of all, take your card and put it into the deck anywhere you like, face down. Okay? Sorry, I'm not trying to be tricky here. Even though this is a trick. No. Okay. Now, what I want you to do is imagine your card, okay, being pulled out. Go ahead and pull your card out of the deck. Imaginary. Good. I want you to imagine yourself turning that card over. And I want you to imagine yourself putting it back into the deck. Okay? Very simple. Now you could have placed it anywhere in the deck you wanted, right? But you chose to put it about halfway through, right? So what I want you to do is just imagine, like you did, you took your card, you put it in, you turned it around, you put it upside down, and now watch. The magic is actually not from the imagination, but sometimes it is real. Is that your card?
Yes. Well, that's all I have this week. If you have any talent yourself, contact me via Instagram or Snapchat. And now, here's a quick commercial break.